All right, we're here. We are here. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. So, clear. Oh. Copy trading copies orders and executions. This may result in different. So, that's stupid. Are you kidding me? All right. I don't know why that is. It doesn't let you copy across the express funded. Okay, interesting. Interesting. J Trades, what's up? Yeah, London opens at 4 now, and as far as I know, right? In the Eastern. Let me see here. Two a.m. Eastern. Are you sure? I don't know what's going on. I can't. I guess I'm not sure. Where are you located at, J Trades? Is it not 4 a.m.? So it opened at 3 a.m. before, and then time sprung forward from 3 to 4. Yeah, I mean it should open at 4. Well, yeah, I think it does open at 2. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. As far as I know, it opens at 3 or at 4. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I need to know. I need to know. Someone can tell me. Someone can tell me. Pretty sure Asia. I'm pretty sure London's just now opening at 4, but maybe I'm wrong. Because it used to open at 3 here, and then our time sprung forward, so it should be 4. Seems logical, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Aldo, good morning. Ian's Fun Vids, good morning. Let's see. Let's see. London open now. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let me look at the 4 hour. I mean, like I am bullish, but we did invert the 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour, obviously. But again, maybe we go back and take the. I don't know. We got the London low down there, 444, or the Asia low. We'll see what happens. I'm bullish for today, but I think maybe we pull back and take out the Asia low. We'll see though. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Kind of low resistance liquidity here. Left equal highs there. Let's just see what happens. Ugh. Kind of tired this morning, gonna be honest. A little tired. get this 3 minute here that's clear. So maybe we'll watch it. Kind of see if it holds this area. I don't really know. So we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens here. All right, let me see here. So ES ran the ES left the edge of lows at 235. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that it doesn't allow me to trade across the express funded. I didn't know that. I think that's kind of stupid. Can I open up another? Guess I could manage them separately. So I'm going to use this 3 minute here. If we close below it, I'll take the short. It's kind of feels late, but we could be a little bit aggressive and take it kind of in this area, but we could also just kind of bounce out of here. So if we get some sort of inversion out of here, then I wouldn't mind a long, but we'll see what happens. So that's what we'll watch. If we close below this gap, we take the short. If we hold here and then push back up, then we'll take the long. So that's what we'll watch. To have equal highs above there. They're on the 1 minute, so it really don't put too much weight into that. So we'll see what happens. We'll close below in the 3 minute, we take the short. We hold the 3 minute, we push back through here, we long duck dong it. Let me try to open up. That's not the right one. I'm gonna move this over here. All right. So we'll see what happens here. Good morning, Miss Wright. Oh, nice job. 190. Perfect. So we're kind of watching this. We'll see how this closes for now. There's going to be 2 gaps in the leg on the 1 minute. So now we're going to switch over to the 2 minute. So that's the idea. If this gap holds and we inverse this, we take the long duck dong maybe up to the really depends. Maybe 25s. But if we close below on the 3 minute, then we just take the short down to the Asia low. So we'll see what happens here. We'll just watch. See if price holds the 3 minute or not. If it holds it, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. So just be a little conservative here and let's see what happens. If you guys haven't already hit the like button for me, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We do appreciate it. Got the VWAP down there at the 75s, looks like. All right, we got 1 minute left on this candle. Oh, come on. It's the thing I hate having to do this on. All right. So if we get a close below here, we will take the short. Let's just see what happens here. Watching the 3 minute now. The 2 minute has 2 gaps in it now. Yep. So 3 minutes still. 3 minutes now looking like the best for us. The best chance there. Getting close to the VWAP there. So we'll just watch and see what we get here. See whether or not we hold or not. Doesn't seem like it wants to be honest. Doesn't seem like it wants to. We shall see. We shall see. It's all we can do. It's all we can do. Looking weak, though, for now. Yes, kind of holding up there at the 244s. Oh, nice. Holding the 3 minute here. All right, all right, all right. We did, let me see here. On the 1 minute, I mean, the 1 minute looks like maybe a short setup, but we'll see. So if we kind of tap back into this area and then inverse here, this gives us a little more confluence. So we'll just see what's happening. What's up, Greg? Hola. Hola. If we inverse the 3 minute to the downside, we are going to take the short to 444. If we hold the 3 minute inverse to the upside, we'll take the long. So that's what we'll do. J trades, power of 4. I don't know what 4 is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can count though. I'm leaning towards us kind of taking out the Asia low, which is typically what price likes to do. Although we're kind of got some declining stairs here. You know, they're not really, the momentum is slowing, if you will. So we'll see. All right, if this closes below, we'll take the short. I'll go. What do we need to pass? We need like $1,400. I don't know. 86, 75. Nah. Did I notice the WCR on 3 minute at the highest now? What is that? What is a WCR? J trades. I don't know what that is. What is that? We do also have a bearish SMT with ES here. Looks like. Komodo in the house. Good morning. We're in certified range. I don't know what that is. How much did I lose yesterday, Bernard? Like 100 to 300 across all my funded accounts. Took 4 trades on the fundeds, 2 winners, 2 losers. I sized up on the second trade. So the first trade was 2 micros, second trade was 4, third trade was 4. So the 2 losers were both 4 micros, and then the winner was 4 micros. So because of that, we were in the red. We were in the red, but you know. Oh yeah, we got a poker face. You never can tell, Greg. You can't tell if we're red or green. But we did make $800 yesterday on our express funded, and I'm thinking about taking considering taking a payout on that account. We'll see. It's only at $1,400 in profit, which, you know, if you take out $400, which is not a lot, but leave $1,000 in drawdown. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of annoyed with that account because I can't copy trade it, but I guess yesterday it was kind of a blessing that I didn't because it was green instead of red. So there you go. I guess you got to take the good with the bad there. Just chopping around here. It's holding up. Let's go. Isham, good morning. Good morning. Miss Healthy FX, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Let's go. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me. Subscribe. Going to try to stream. I don't normally stream Wednesdays, but we're going to try to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday for the London. And try to get these other accounts passed. We're, I guess, about 1,000 away on these 2 followers, and then the main account here is 1,300 away. So for whatever reason, Isham, it's not letting me copy trade across my express funded and these combines. It tells me, which I think is just stupid. It says the copy trade order is not execution. The result may have different fields and P&Ls between lead. We know that. But the express funded, it won't let me do it. This account has different max position. And max position must match to follow. Even if you try to put it as the leader, it still doesn't work. So, kind of annoying. Kind of annoying, if you ask me. So it's true that Nasdaq New York session on Wednesday tends to give losses. I don't know, Komodo. I think Wednesday is usually when we put in the high, right? If you go back and look, I think most Wednesdays is when we put in the high. All right, see if we close below here. 40 seconds on this candle. It's so deep here that you think it probably closes below. We probably go down. We're bouncing off the VWAP there for now, but feels like it closes below. I would like for it to close on this candle. So it kind of sucks it didn't close below in that candle, because now I'm going to have to jump in before the candle closes, which I don't like doing. But so we'll see what happens here. I do think the 71% off sale does end today from APEX. So if you guys are interested in doing the 71%, pick up those accounts. Link in the description with the code. Bulenox 72% will probably end today also. Sure, they'll come out with a new sale tonight or tomorrow, but don't quite know what it'll be. Don't quite know what it'll be. All right, so bouncing up there a little bit. Might want to come back up and test this gap before moving lower, but we'll just see what happens. We'll just wait. There's no point in jumping the gun here, doing anything crazy. Did bounce off the VWAP. So we'll just see what we get here. We could push back up and do something like this. I don't know that I'll be aggressive and take it. But, you know, we'll just kind of see what happens. But we could kind of push back up and leave some sort of inversion here. But I think that would be being very aggressive if you took that. Kind of on the 1 minute here. Very small inversion here, 83. Yeah, see, it's a tiny one. Still kind of like to use the one on the outside leg. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Kind of feel like it probably holds there. I might enter that short a little more aggressive on this other account over here. We'll see. And then wait for confirmation on this one. But we'll see. Looks like Tom's long already. Maybe longs. I don't know. Maybe longs work. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Not sure. Still could push up, right? You could go either way right here. It's kind of still, we're kind of at the line in the sand here, 75s. If we hold 75, we can still push. If we lose the 75, then that would be troublesome. For the Bulls, at least short term. Got to get through the VWAP here, though. Kind of annoying to short at the VWAP. I don't love that, but what can you do? So we'll see. We'll just wait. If we inverse, we take it. If we don't, we don't. What in the world? I'm confused. It's not the right. Okay, I don't know. I was trying to take that over here on this other account, and it took it here on these, but I guess that's fine. Because it won't let me copy across these. It did take it on, but what? That's weird. All right. I'm going to have to manage these trades separately, so we'll see what happens here. Like I said, I was kind of wanting to wait on these to go in until it inverse the 3-minute here. I'm in early. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? I tried to enter the order over here, and it disappeared immediately. What in the heck is going on here? All right, I don't know. Something. This is so stupid. It cancels the orders. All right. What in the hell? All right, you see how it's just switching back and forth? Okay, so we're still in the order over here. It's switching back and forth on the accounts, and I don't want it to do that. But anyways. Okay, it's fine. All right, so I guess it's difficult to switch back and forth. All right, the issue is we hit the internal liquidity here. I wish I had a runner here to leave on, to be honest. Just kind of watching it here. I'd like... kind of wish this candle had not hit this internal liquidity before I don't like that. So I'm gonna trail this down tight, because if it pushes back up, I can just re-enter. All right, so we'll take that. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't like the fact. Now this could still sell. I think it will sell, but I don't like the fact that we hit this internal low before this candle closed. That invalidates this short for me, right? As far as my rules go, I'm not supposed to take the short. Now, obviously, I was already in the short, so not much I could do. But even if this pushed back up, this would normally be my break-even spot, my scale and break-even. But we had smaller size there, unfortunately, because it was just kind of an accidental entry. Still think it's decent to run this to 444s here and then maybe push it back up. But decided to just kind of take the low-hanging fruit there. Again, we only had one contract on, so you guys can see. Yeah, you should be able to see my P&L there. 177, 177, 192, and then the express funded 194. So every time I enter a trade on one, it's weird how it's so if I enter a trade on the express off stream, it switches this one to the express. So you have to be aware of that. And every time you enter a trade on the combine, on stream or off stream, it switches the accounts. So pretty safe bet here that it's going to go to at least the 44s, but I'm just going to take my $190 and be done with it there. Like I said, I wish I would have had I would have just scaled one there, and then we could just broke even stop it and just waited. Here's the thing, like I didn't want it to do this at this point, right? I didn't want it to come here and then push back up. Normally I might enter on the retest. But since it hit the internal liquidity, I kind of can't. And since it hit the internal liquidity, it could have just went up. So I just played it safe. I just bared on the side of caution there and played it safe. I didn't have to, but if I had two contracts, as much as weird as that sounds, I scale there, lock in profit, then we could just break even, stop it. That's a safer play than not taking it off, in my opinion. But yeah, the problem is that scalp guide I can't on Topstep. You can do 5 micros, which is fine. But I was going to actually do 3 minis this morning because I wanted to make a $1,500 to get all 3 of these accounts passed. So I was going to take 3 minis, but because of the misclick and getting in early, I only entered myself in 1 and just decided just to leave it. So wasn't sure how I hate how I like the copier on this, but like I hate how it won't let me trade across the combines and the express funded. I think that's stupid. Like, why can't I trade across the combines and the express funded even though they got different max contracts? That shouldn't matter. So shouldn't matter. All right, there we go. There's the Asia low. Like I said, I mean, that's a pretty easy read there. Unfortunately, we only took like 8-9 points out of it. But, 30 points there. Yeah, I wish it would let me trade more micros on there. I mean, it would be much easier for me. You see me trade micros during the day. I like the micros. So I entered. See, when I was entering that position that you guys saw just pop up there, this was what I was entering on. I was being more aggressive on the express funded, just knowing that this is because we pushed up, we left this small gap. So I entered on the close below here on the express funded. So that was the order that you guys saw pop up. I was being, as crazy as it sounds, I was being more aggressive on the express funded, but with smaller size, only with 1 contract, versus on the combines, I was going to take 3. So, just unfortunate, but it's okay. It's not that big a deal, right? Still made money. And there's the Asia low hanging out there. We do got equal lows down here at 35. I think those probably are next. Don't really see how it leaves those. So yeah, equal lows down there at 35. I normally come in here and mark these out before I get on, but I did not. And then 377 down there looking pretty juicy as well. I don't know if we make it that far, though, to be honest. I'm pretty bullish going into the New York. I would like to see it sweep that 35 area, though. Risk, Bernard, is just going to be a close back above. So typically, like on a trade like this, it's about 10 points. So with 3 minis, you're looking at $600. Your daily loss limit is 1,000 on Topstep, so it's kind of one and done there. And my swing, this swing would have been my break even and my take profit. I would scale here at 10, break even and take profit there at 10. So we would break even there. The problem is I don't want this candle to hit my break even and take profit before it closes below. So a normal idea during London is, and we kind of got this from J Trades, which works more often than not. I think maybe when it hits the internal, it doesn't retrace. But what we normally like to see is it not hit the internal, retrace, we'd enter there, then sell down. But we did not get that today. And so that's what I was worried about here. I thought to myself that if it retraces, it could just blast right through this gap because it's already hit the internal liquidity. So just to play it safe, I moved the stop down, took it off. Now, I could have just put it at break even and just been like, okay, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. But, you know, that's hindsight at this point. That's hindsight. This is my favorite setup in London. If you guys are new here, I look for this setup every single London session that I trade. This is all I do. I mark out the high. Mark out the low for Asia between 7 p.m. Eastern at midnight, the high and the low. I want to see one swept, and then I want to see an inversion broken to the opposite side. So we had the 3-minute broken, and then we target the opposite side. I mean, this happens 65% of the days that I trade London, this setup happens. Doesn't matter if you're bullish, doesn't matter if you're bearish overall. Most of the time, it's going to sweep one side and go back to the other. So if you're taking an entry before London opens, before 4 a.m. Eastern, keep that in mind. No matter what the drawn liquidity is, 65% of the time, this happens. That's a pretty large percentage. So even though I'm bullish today, I know that if we inverse the 3-minute, we got to be going to the Asia low, right? So this setup happens very, very often. It's easy to read, easy to trade, hard to lose money taking these types of trades. It really is. Not saying you can't, but it is hard. 65% of the time, it works every time. That's right, Banana. So now it is pretty easy to see. Like if we were just like, if we woke up and let's say the Asia high is here, and we woke up and we're like, price is way up here. Well, then what's the chance of us coming all the way back down? Then you can kind of use common sense. Like if we swept way above, then the chances of us coming back down are pretty slim. But if we just barely, just wicked above the high, and it's not a huge amount of momentum, then we're probably coming back to take the Asia low. So now we probably go up. I don't like the fact that we're so close to the 35 with those equal lows and we didn't take them. Now they are right next to each other, to be fair, so they're not a whole lot of weight in those, but I kind of do expect price to maybe come back and take those. Let me make sure they are equal. I mean, they look equal to my old eyes. Yeah, they look equal to me. So I would like price to come back and take those before it continues higher. But maybe it doesn't. And then, like, if I'm looking for a long from here, you know, not to keep drawing crap on the chart, but if I'm looking for a long from here, you know, it's probably going to be something like that. You know, push up, pull back, swing low, and then go higher. Now, one thing to note, let's take a look. Let's make sure that ES ran the Asia low there. Let's see if there's any kind of divergence here. And ES did not run the Asia low yet. ES pulled back 35s, Asia low at the 37s, Asia low at the 35. So I expect price on the NQ to move lower here just based on what the ES has going on. We'll see. How's everybody doing today? Everybody making money this morning so far? Miss Wright, blessed. Nice. Looking that we have engulfed on the 1 hour so far, short side is probably the best bet. I don't know, FX. I'm so bullish. It's basically a breaker block, Miss Healthy. Inversions are basically a breaker block. You can look at them that way for sure. Very, very similar. Very similar to a breaker block, right? Basically a high, a low, a higher high, or, you know, a lower high and then a sell, or vice versa. Some low markets. You're out, Sammy. Nice. Trying to get your negative 1K. Yeah, Russell, that's tough. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but because we inversed the 4 hour, right? I'm not even really paying attention to the 1 hour. Now, for extra confirmation, like if we close above that, right? Then that's pretty much extra confirmation. So we'll see how that happens at open. If we close above that, you're right. But I like that we inversed the 4 hour already. So what has more impact? I mean, the 1 hour or the 4 hour? I mean, probably the 4 hour in my opinion, but you know, so we already inversed on the 4 hour, closed above. So I'd expect this to maybe hold and continue higher. It might not. But my expectation today is higher prices. But listen, if you guys watch me, and I know FX does watch me during London, or New York, do I only go based on what I come into the day thinking? No. If I come into the day and price has no willingness to go higher and it's going to go lower, then we just switch our bias. That's all. We just switch it. So I kind of just do what price gives me. London is really the only one I come in and I'm like, all right, it doesn't really matter what we get. You know, this is this and that is that. So kind of putting in that higher low there. We'll see here. Like I said, I don't know. I don't hate it. It's just one of those things. You'd have to go with the 5 minute here. The whole thing looks like a retracement for the long move. Yeah. It very well could. It could happen, right? We don't know. I don't know. It very well could happen. And we could reject that 1 hour and just sell back down, pull back, and then go higher. You never know. But we just play what price offers us. Because I'm scalping, it's not really a big deal, right? Because I'm scalping 10, 15, 20 points at a time. We could literally be bullish, and I could still get 15 or 20 points out of it. So if you're trading level to level, I think the overall bias makes much more has much more significance. You open your charts thinking about pancakes. I love it. With bananas? Pancakes with bananas? I don't know if I've ever had pancakes with bananas. It does sound pretty good, though. Maybe I have. Maybe just on the top. Bananas and strawberries, yeah. Little IHOP run this morning. Chocolate banana, not bad. Peter, I still use the Nebula. Like, that's the thing. Like, I was showing the Nebula because a couple of people wanted to watch it, but I wasn't using it exclusively. So, yeah, that makes sense, FX. We did not trade deep into that. And we probably go there, right? This thing probably pulls back, takes the 35. Maybe it leaves this and then pushes up. So, yes, I still use the Nebula. I still like the Nebula. I have it up all the time. It's right here. So I still use it. I just I don't use it in London for I'm like, okay, if I'm using the Nebula, I'm using it for like confirmation, if you will. Confirmation in what my thinking is. So, yeah, they're not healthy pancakes. Not with the bananas and strawberries. I guess not so bad, but the syrup would be bad. I don't know. Can pancakes really be healthy? Probably not. My girlfriend says she's hungry. She's texting me. I said, "Yeah, we're over here talking about pancakes. Me too." So we're trying to eat healthier. It's a tough thing to do, let's be honest. It is a tough thing to do. So now we need about $750 more to get these two to funding. 700, 800. So I was kind of hoping to get those there tonight. Unfortunately, if I'd taken 3 minis, we would have done it. But, you know, going to be happy sometimes with what you get. We might find one more entry. We'll see. I'm in Georgia, David, just outside of Athens, Georgia. Born and raised. Born and raised. So we'll see what happens here. Peter in the house. What are my Asia intersection low and high? So you have yours set to Chicago, UTC -4. I mean, that should be the same as mine, yeah. And so what I look for is the 7 p.m. to midnight high and low. So I just go, all I do is go back to 7 p.m., and I just look and see, like, what's the high and the low. So for me, it was here. This is the low, so about 44. And then for the high, right there, about 88. So about a 44-point range. That's all I do. When I wake up, I just mark out the high and the low between 7 and midnight. Some people use 6. I've always used 7. I don't really know what the difference is. And I don't know why some people use different than others. I'm not sure. But I'm not quite sure there. Now, if you're still bearish, this probably is a bit late, but you could take this. We do have equal lows below at the 35. We almost tapped into this 5-minute. Yeah, kind of left equal highs there at the 5. No problem at all. No problem at all. So ES kind of holding up there. Again, we got a bullish SMT here with the ES. ES did not run the Asia lows. So if we do inverse the 5-minute, that would be pretty good confirmation that we're just going to continue to push higher. My lean is that we take out the 35s before we go higher. But who really knows? So if you are taking that 1 minute, this will kind of be your entry. Like I said, we are low here, so this is lower probability, right? Can it work? Yes. Is it as high probability as this up here? No. So that would be your entry if you're going to take it. I'm not taking it just because of how low we are. I'd say this is like a B setup. Lower probability for sure. Well, we have the equal lows below, so you think we take those out. We don't have to. Break even stop would be at the swing. I probably scale some here just because of the you're only looking for 13 or 14 points, but first time hearing about this London thing. Oh yeah. Nas, it's one of those things that I noticed when I started trading London. I would come into it, to be honest with you, I would come into it a lot like Tom, and I would say, okay, this is the bias, and this is how I'm going to trade it. And I quickly realized, like, it would just go against me. And I'm like, why is this happening? And then once you kind of look into it a little more, you realize that Asia range really is important during London. So your view is that we get rejected from 61% of the hourly. You just draw the levels to see. Also gap above now. True. I mean, there's always a possibility, right? I always make out possibilities for both directions. That's always what I do. I think of it in terms of both directions there. So I wouldn't move the stop yet. We may equal lows there. Wait for that thing to punch through there, and then I would move it. So let's see if we get a little spike down here. Man, price is not moving. It's like, man, is my chart frozen? I hate it when I enter a trade and that happens. So 415. Yeah, I think that's reasonable, right? I think that's probably reasonable. A little double bottom here. ES putting in a higher low there. Now, see, this is what we normally get, right? J-Trades in London. J-Trades always tells me, retest. Wait for the retest. Normally, I just take the candle close, especially in New York. So you always expect a retest in London, especially if we don't hit the internal liquidity, right? So we'll see. A little double bottom there. It could just continue to push, but we'll see what happens. And this is why, like, you know, like I said, it's not that this isn't a decent setup. It's just like we're just so low. We're so low in this leg. Do you really want to be shorting down here? Makes it difficult. Doesn't mean it can't work. Doesn't mean it can't work. We left equal highs up here too. Is kind of the problem, right? Part of the problem. Left equal highs there, and then you got kind of. We also have trend line liquidity, so this thing could just rip your face off fast, but we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. And there's the dump. I always say when you got equal highs above and below, it's going to take one or the other, right? So you like to wait for it to take one or the other first. All right, now stops to break even. Again, we're not in this. We're just reading it. $35 should hit. I'll be kind of surprised if it doesn't hit. I would be surprised if it doesn't hit. But your stop should already be at break even. This thing might come back and get you. That's what I'm saying. Like, even when you take a lower probability setup, you're almost always at least going to be at break even. That's why I don't put too much weight into these entries. It just feels criminal for me to enter this down here after being short from up here, right? Do I want to be short from the 80 or do I want to be short from the 47? So, pretty easy answer there. And also, if I took this trade and it lost, would I feel bad about it? Yeah, I'd be pissed. So that's why I didn't enter it. If I could say safely that if I took the trade and I didn't, and I didn't care if it lost, then, you know, then it wouldn't be a big deal. So this should hit here, 35. Not a huge win by any stretch, but it'll be 12 points. $7 a.m. Europe Open, 1 hour before London Open. Yes. Yeah, it does. Ian's fun videos. That happens sometimes, right? And it's okay for it to take one or the other. You just don't want it to take both. So you don't want it to take both. You want to leave one for your liking. So, like, could you get up an hour earlier? Could I get up an hour earlier and trade at 3 and look and try to take an entry to take out one or the other? Yes. And it could take out both before we even get to 4 a.m. And it does that sometimes. And those are the hardest London sessions, in my opinion, to read, when it takes out both. But when it leaves one and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't have huge displacement over the one or the other, then it's easier to read. So that would be a break-even trade for me. I probably would have scaled there. It's almost 10 points. Right at 10 points, I would have scaled some. We're just down here. We're just getting dirty price action at this point. All 3 retests work. Yeah. When in doubt or not ready, it's good. Yeah, exactly. Russell, I will be back. We'll stream probably until 5:15 or something like that. 5:30 maybe. Depends on if we get a setup. So I wouldn't down here. Miss Healthy, this is the reason I have my rules, right? We swept those. We created equal lows. We swept them. We did not hit the 35, which is strange. But why not? I mean, if we want to make a really good argument here to understand why we didn't hit those, we left these equal highs. I mean, they're right next to each other. So it's going to take one or the other first. It very well, I mean, it very well could just be dirty, take those, and then come back and take these, right? You don't really know which one it's going to take first. That's why this setup is what it is. We're too low in the leg. You know, like I said, I'm not saying it can't work. That's why I said, you know, at the beginning of the trade there, it can still work. But when you have equal highs above and below, it makes it hard to read. Hard to know which one is going to take first. I mean, you see how close it came to 35 there, and then now it's just pushing back up. I think Tom's looking for a long duck dong. So still no close above, but based on my rules, this would be a scale for one. Scale 1 here, and then stop out for break even on the runner. So either way, you still get a few points out of it. But now it looks like it wants to take the 61. And maybe it comes back to 35, maybe not. Who knows? But see how much more difficult it is to read? Like, if we just mark out the Asia range, high and low, it's so much easier to read than this other price action that we're getting. So Wind soundboard on FX. What is that? Going to the VWAP. Very well might. I mean, at least, the very least, you got these equal highs here at 62, 61 area. And it never really priced into that 5-minute gap there. That's probably what it's going to do here. If we look at the 5-minute, it didn't really tap into it. It came close. So it's probably going to tap into that 5 and then continue lower, but we'll see. If it inverses the 5, we will take the trade. We'll take a long there. Let's clean this chart up a little bit. Yes, a rip in here. Almost back to the VWAP right there at the 41s. The VWAP at the 42s. Wow. So it still didn't take these equal highs. This thing is just being kind of dirty today. We are coming up on the top of the hour, to be fair. You're saying the streams can be more entertaining if I had a sound effects. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's true. Problem is, Nasdaq God, I'm not very creative. I'm not very creative. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, maybe we could look into that. I'm always looking to add, different things. Always looking to add new things. I love the measuring tool on Quantimer where you just right click and measure. I'm gonna put in a suggestion for Topstep X to see if they can do that. I think somebody told me that if you hold shift, is it shift? Yeah, so shift, if you hold shift, it measures. But I don't want to hold shift. I want to just right click. Just wants to chill and trade. That's right, Riley. Did I switch contracts? Yes. We are on the, this is the forward month, front month. You can see it in the background there in Q2. June 2024. Yeah, I know. No, I get you. Tom has the little soundboard thing. I like it. How he does the applause and the little, you know. I'm going to scare Tom here. I'm going to say could just take 62 and sell to 35. We're going to scare him. No, yeah, it's not hard to learn NASCAP guide. My daughter has those. She has the soundboard. I'm pretty familiar with it. I am pretty familiar with it. My daughter streams as well on Twitch. She doesn't stream on YouTube, but she makes YouTube videos, but she doesn't stream on it. But she has all that good stuff. We'll see. See, this will be a second opportunity here for a short if you wanted it. It's the same idea as the one before. Now, this right here would be interesting to me. I don't know. I'm not going to take it because of the 35 equal lows. We need to take the equal lows first. But if we held this and then we inverse the 5, that would be pretty strong bullish, right? We'll be getting it back above the VWAP. I feel like if we inverse this, though, we're probably going to, same thing as before. It's the same thing. Same setup. Just slightly lower now. So, methodical child. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? No, she actually started hers way before. She's been on Twitch for a long time. This is her Suvi TV. She's got 5K followers. She does. She streams Valorant and stuff like that. She has one of these weird. I don't even know what these things are called. Yeah, you can see she's much more. What do you call it? She's much more upgraded than I am. So you observe ICT traders do not care for support and resistance or supply and demand also so much, but switch up the zones for fair value gaps. She's 20 years old. What did you just walk into, Greg? Yeah, that's my daughter's Twitch channel. She's 20. She'll be 21 in a couple months. So, nice job, Watt. NAS Scalp Guide, it's not so much support and resistance. So, like, if you want to just look at it from, like, ICT perspective, then you're mostly looking at, like, where you're at as far as, like, where's the fib? So, like, the price, where you're at in the leg, right? So you kind of expect price to. So you don't want to be shorting in a discount. So you don't want to be shorting down here. You want to be buying, right? You want to be shorting in a premium up here. So that's really, like, if you just want to break it down simply, and you can do that on the higher time frames as well. You think of it the same way. You don't want to be shorting in a premium. You want to be, or shorting in a discount. You want to be buying at a discount and selling at a premium, that sort of thing. That keeps you out of losers. Now, it doesn't mean these trades can't work, but, you know. Yeah, breaker block is also an ICT method. Yeah, I mean, it's the same concept, Void, right? Buy low, sell high, buy low, whatever. Yes, it uses fibs. Fibs are used for all of that. I mean, you can go so deep into the ICT stuff, NAS Scalp Guide. I mean, there's so many different concepts. You can dig a hole enough to bury 40 people in. I mean, like, it's so deep, but, like, you can also muddy the waters. You can learn so much stuff that it confuses you, right? So, nice job, Miss Wright. It confuses you if you learn too much. So find something that fits your personality, stick to that, and you're good. And so that's what I've done. So use the breaker block method to secure 140 points. Nice. Oh, 160. So that's, like, I mean, I'm just saying, you could get so deep into it to where you just confuse yourself. That's why I just stick to kind of the surface stuff. I've watched probably most of all of his videos. The 2023, the 2022, I mean, I watched most of them, but, like, you have to kind of dig in there and read between the lines, and, you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm not one of those people who are just like, I bow down, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. The stuff works. It's just like, let's just take an inversion gap for example, right? What is an inversion gap doing? It's basically disrespecting. Let's just say you use the silver bullet for your trade. The inversion gap is using that 45% of the time that it fails to your advantage. So if you don't take the silver bullet entry and it inverses, then that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm taking the opposite entry. So yeah, the breaker block is easy. It's easy to trade. It's easy to understand. And that's what I try to do. You just try to just simplify it down to what it's the easiest for you to understand, and go with that. And it's fun. This strategy here fits my personality. This is kind of being traded in the same way that Dodgy trades it. Now, obviously, I take a little more aggressive entries than he does, probably, than he's going to show you. But it's the same idea as far as where I move my stop. and stuff like that. I scale sooner than he does, but that's just because I want to secure profit. So, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's so many different ways to trade and be successful. There's not one that's just the most magical way. Miss Healthy Daji is he's another YouTuber. He's a young guy, but he knows what he's doing. It's currently 5:07 a.m., but this is Daji's DD. So if you he's got a lot of videos on the inversion, and this is the strategy that I'm trading with the inversions. Again, it's not exactly like what he's doing, but you know, check him out. You can check this out. I haven't really made a video on it, but he has good stuff in there. He he expects you to kind of know, like, already what you're kind of, with the terminology and stuff like that. I mean, I know obviously, but not everybody does. So if you just jumped in there and you're like, okay, let me watch this, and you haven't kind of been trading for a minute, you're probably going to be a little confused. And he does say stuff like, this is more advanced. It's really not. To me, this is very basic, simple, watered down, easy. So, yeah, it's the same thing, Watt Mild. You got to always be willing to evolve with any and all strategies that you're using. But the markets do change, but in the end, do they change all that much? It just depends. Recently, though, I mean, obviously we've been going up a lot, so it's kind of like buy the dip, sell the rip. Wow, prices just died here. I think so too, Russell, but I thought that earlier too, right? And that's the thing. Sometimes you got to take more than one shot at it, right? You get that close and it doesn't go. Now, do I want to be selling down here? No, I don't. I mean, we just talked about it. We're just too low in the lag. So that's the thing. Like yesterday morning, like I knew we're going to the 200. Was there a trade there though? Was there an entry for me? There wasn't. So I just had to watch it go down like 80 points. Yeah, I guess that's true too, Void. That could be true. She's being dirty here. She's being dirty. So I wonder, does that macro that usually turns on at like 4:03, is it now turning on at 5:03? I assume it does. Man, that's tough. I'm going to be shocked if it. I mean, here's the thing. Those lows are right next to each other. Do they have that much significance? Not really, right? Not really, but do you expect price to leave them there? Not really either. So, 94%. I don't think so, Miss Healthy. That's what he advertises. He puts out there that he's got a 90% win rate. Mine runs at about 84, 85%. It's kind of where I run, but I am more aggressive than he is. So he might have a 90% win rate, but I mean, I don't. Mine runs at probably 84%, something like that, in the mid 80s, and I'm happy with that. But it just depends. Like yesterday, I think that that was the worst day I've had in a long time. I take? I want to say we were we lost us. So we were started out the day 2 for 4, and then I went 6 for 7. So what is that? 8 divided by 11. Yeah, so 72% yesterday, and it ended up being a red day. So. But it also, you also have to factor in like a position size. Like yesterday, my 2 losses were higher position sizes than my winners. So like, now obviously the 6 out of 7, I did that on an eval. The 2 out of 4 was on my fundeds, and then I put those away. So, but the 2 out of 4s, the 2 losses had larger size than the 2 wins. So we ended up red. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. I mean, everything's higher risk. Everything's risky, right? Who is Maz7? I don't know who that is. So this is a weird situation because if these lows were not here, I'd probably take this long. If we didn't have equal lows here, I'd probably long this. The master. The master trading group? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right, Void. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. If it works for you, you're good. I don't long. One of my rules, FX, is I do not long with equal lows below. So if I'm longing, I don't want to see equal lows below here. Now, I'm not putting a lot of weight in these. They don't have to be taken because, like I said, they're kind of right next to each other. But they are there. But we did put in a higher low, right? It's kind of showing a refusal to go lower at this point. Probably have to use the 3-minute. Yeah, you have to use the 3-minute here. So we are kind of showing a refusal to go lower. We put in a higher low. So I don't hate it, but my rule is I don't long with equal lows below. Now see what's happening? That would have been my long trigger, and my face would be getting ripped off right now. So that's just one of my rules. If we got equal lows below or above for a short, I don't take the position. I wait. I want to see one, because what's more probability? Higher probability would be let's take out the equal lows and then get an inversion. That's going to be a higher probability setup than leaving these here. It just may not happen, but the master on 7. Oh, okay. Yeah, FX, same thing. 1 minute gap. I wouldn't use the 1 minute because there's too many gaps in the leg. You got a gap here. So that's why we changed to the 3-minute. You want to see a singular gap in the leg. So 3-minute has a singular gap. 1 minute has more than one. 2 minute has more than one. So we want to use the leg that has the singular gap. I do live stream on a daily basis, David. Not for London, but New York every day. London's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I am on the East Coast, so in Georgia, so I have to, United States, so I have to get some sleep. Now, I will on Friday, guys, I think. I'm going to try to do a 12-hour stream. We'll see, 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll see. Oh, so you aim for equals mostly? No, Miss Healthy, I'm not aiming for the equal lows. I'm just saying, like, I want those to be taken out. Now, if we had equal highs or equal, so say we had equal highs up here, then yes, that would be my target. How I pick out targets to the upside and the downside, I go to the larger time frame, and then I look for wicks. Oh, those equal lows are on the 15-minute too. But I look for wicks inside a fair value gap. And to me, like, those are really good, like, pools of liquidity. So, like, for example, I don't really see any here. That's kind of clear, but, like that one, these right here are kind of in this gap. But, like, that's kind of what I look for. Just kind of a wick inside of a fair value gap for really good pools of liquidity there. Actually, those equal lows are on the 5-minute and stuff. So, like, right here. So, like in the morning, this is what I do. I just go through and I mark out these wicks inside fair value gaps on the larger time frame. And I just mark those out just so that I know they're there. Doesn't mean I'm expecting price to go there. It just helps me to know if I'm in a trade, to know for a target. Like if I'm in a trade and I'm like, all right, I see a level that I marked out, then I can look, down here and see the next level. Funny thing is, so the 3-minute, it pushed down, and now it's pushing back up. This is pretty strong look, though, right? So here's the deal. Like, this would be your first entry. But if we inverse the 5-minute, that's going to give us extra confirmation that we're probably, like what we just talked about, going for that wick at least right there, right? But I would love for this thing to take out the 35 first before we get a setup to go to that kind of area. Deej, what's up? What is DE40? I don't know what that is. So DE40. DE40. I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. It won't even let me do it. Now I'm curious as to what it is. I don't know. I don't even see it under my connections. Oh, the German SPX. I don't even see it on here. Zero days, option calls. Or lose them. I don't see it on here. You can't trade with Topstep. Oh, only with Topstep. Let me look. Yeah, I don't see it on Topstep either. At least not on Topstep X. FDAX. I don't know. Not important. I just don't know. I don't know. I usually just pay attention to the ES and the NAS. I was going to pull it up for you, though, just to look at it, but I can't find it. You see this price action we're getting here. I mean, we're closing above, closing below, closing above, closing below. Like, this is why we have the rules. Yeah, I tried to look each. I just can't find it. I mean, I clicked right here. I don't see it. Topstep. And then I looked on Quantower. Maybe it's under. It might be a ticker I'm not paying for. It could just be one that I just can't see. Who knows? Yeah, still put in a higher low here. I do think this thing will probably move down quickly when it does. We're kind of building up. We're generating some kind of trend line liquidity here. Just kind of building up some liquidity to just dump this down, take out those lows, equal lows at 35. Doesn't look like I'm going to have any other entries. So what time is it? Yeah, it's 5:22. So we'll give it a couple of more minutes here, but I'm not, unless it takes out these equal lows and then gives me an inversion back to the upside, there won't be much I can do. If we take out the equal lows, then I would take these inversions. So it's kind of chopping around here. Just chopping around. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We do appreciate it. If you are looking to help support the channel, again, we wouldn't be able to do this without your guys' support. We do have all the links down below if you're looking to trade futures. That does help the channel. We do appreciate it. Topstep, APEX, Bulenox, Take Profit Trader, My Funded Futures, whatever your delight is, whatever your desire is. Also, we have the link down below for the Discord. It's $10 a month, which is basically free. $10 a month if you want to help support the channel. And you also can become a member of the channel. When I do release content, I do release it to the members a few hours early. So, and plus you get a nice little green whatever on your name in the chat. You think equal lows depends on each broker feed? You don't have what I have, for example. It depends on if you're looking at the micro NQ or the NQ. Like, it should be the same no matter what broker you have. But if you're looking at the micro, now I don't know that these are exact on the 3 minute. They might be a tick off, but they're relatively equal. Are they a tick off? I don't know. I can't tell. Usually you can hover over it and see the high and the low price, but for whatever reason, I don't know. They look pretty equal to me. So if I switch to the 5, they're still there. 15, still there. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. I look at all of them. Look at all of them. It's showing up on all of them. 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. On the 5 minute, let's look. I don't know. They still look pretty equal to me. I mean, I got old eyes, but see, I would like to just, okay, are they equal or are they not? I don't know. They might be off a little bit. I can't really tell. See, I like on Quantime where I can just hover over the candle and it tells you the high and the low. Why does it not do that here? Symbol info. I wish there was a way for me to see if they are equal. I don't know. They look equal, though. They look pretty equal. What top 5 say, Room? I don't remember. Get short? No, top 5 was wrong. I don't know. He said get short. Let me see. Where did he say get short at? At close or at open? So let's look. I mean, I guess so far we've pulled back some, but I don't know if I'd call that right. All right, so if we got short at open, we'll just say here. Then, yeah, you're up maybe 10 points. I think he was looking for a gap down, though, at open. $18,435 and 434, maybe. I don't know. I can't tell. Asia and London Open. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be poor, but you would be taking some drawdown there for sure. Why is it not letting me? Oh. Yeah, you would have taken 36 points in drawdown so far. $36 points in drawdown for, I mean, 33 points in green. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if you would have only taken 18 points if you took profit down here for 25. So I don't know. It's up to you. You know, I don't know. That's the thing. Like I try to tell you, you can't just take somebody's like thing because you don't know like where their stop is, or they may have a much wider stop than we can have, and stuff like that. Stuff like that. But yeah, FX, I don't know if they're equal or not. I can't tell. I'm just using my eyeballs instead of being able to actually see what the price is. Is there a way on Topstep X? Anybody know? Anybody know if there's a way to see the high and the low on the candle without just using the old eyeballs? I guess I could just check Quantower, huh? Let's just do that. I do have it open after all. All right, so on Quantower it says the low is 435. So I got it on Quantower here. The low is 435. If you just look up here, 435, and then the low is 435. So Quantower has these as exact equal lows as well. That's on the 5-minute. 15-minute. Now the 15-minute, clearly they're not equal. So on the 15-minute they are not equal. On the 5-minute they are. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And 3 minutes. You can tell they're not equal on the 3-minute. No, wait, that's not them. That's not them. They're up here. All right, on the 3-minute it says 435 and 435. So on the 3 and the 5, they are equal on Quantower too, but not on the 15. So there we go. There we go. No, I don't know. I have no idea what ICT says about equal highs and lows. I really don't. I don't know if it's. I know in the larger time frames, like it's a bigger deal. You know, like, and by larger, I don't mean 3 and 5 minute. I mean like 1 hour, 4 hour. 15 minutes. So, yeah, tickets trades. How long I've been with Topstep? Miss Healthy for a long time. Since I started trading. Well, for like 14 months I've been using Topstep. Test long, maybe. I'm waiting for us to take out the 35s and then we might take a long, but that's just me. Yeah, larger time frame, I think they have much bigger draw. That's why I said, like, I don't put a huge weight on those equal lows, but like they're there. So, and the market does like to clean those up, especially when it's this close to them. So that's the only reason why I'm not I don't want to take along until they clean those up. So that's all. But if you don't want to take those into factor, then I get it. You don't have to, right? It's not something. It's just something I do. And sometimes, does that cost me trades? Yeah, for sure. For sure, that costs me entries. For sure. For sure, that's right. For sure. As you change your picture, I like it. I probably should update mine. Yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, you're right. This would be a target for me, but like I always say, does it have to hit? That doesn't have to. So, does it have to hit? It doesn't have to. Do I think it will hit? Yeah, I think it will. But the question is always like, how does it get there? Right? Can you take a trade based on that? Probably not. That's why when I outlined this short here, there was 2 short setups. I'm like, it should hit, but am I going to take it? No, because we're just way too low. I'm not shorting way down here. I'd much rather wait, sweep of the 35s, and then look for a long. We're generating a lot of relatively equal highs here. We got trend line liquidity to the downside. I think this thing just moves quickly when it does. I just don't know when it's going to move. Anyways, that's 5:30, guys. I do have to be up at 6:45 to take the kids to school. So I don't know. I'm almost leaning towards just not even laying back down. I mean, let's see. It's 5:30. That's only an hour. An hour nap might just make me mad. It might just makes me mad. It might just make me mad, right? If you're a trendline trader, there's your short. What is this thing that keeps beeping in my headphones? I keep hearing this like double beep every now and then. I have no clue what it is. Oh, I don't know what that is. Is Naz eating nuts? I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what that. I can't tell what that beeping is. I have no idea. Oh well. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for me, guys and gals. Let me go over the P&L right quick. So 192 times 3, or 177 on one of the combines, 177 on the third. And the express funded account, this is our first trades on this account. You can see the balance 194. So we're going to trade this express funded account in London, exclusively in London. And the idea is to get these followers funded as well. We need about $750, $800 left on those. and we'll trade all 3 of those in London only to see if we can make money in London. Because typically in London, I just trade evals, right? And I feel like I do pretty decent in London, but want to switch it up and start getting some funded accounts and use those during London there. So if you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me, subscribe. And again, if you want to support the channel, all the links down below, Discord and all the prop firms and things like that. I will be back live at 9:15 a.m. for the New York session. Let's see, today is Wednesday, so we should be streaming until 4 p.m. today, 9:15 to 4. And then Friday, we will I might try to do a 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. stream. We'll see. Maybe if I'm not feeling up to it, we don't do it, but we'll try it. Appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.